Hello everyone, welcome to Forbidden Card channel. Here your favorite host G-Blade 514 from Twitch. Today you will see the top 5 player and their best deck they have played on the weekend ranking of God Unchained occur on March 24, 2023. If you like the video, don't forget to add a supportive thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also don't forget to click the bell to get notified of new video release. The weekend tournament ranking of God Unchained occurred on March 24, 2023 is now over. Let's now show you the top 5 players and their best deck they have played on that weekend tournament. Top best player number 5, question mark, question mark, question mark, or like I put in the title, unknown player. This player is also a ranked player number 2 with a number of wins this weekend ranking tournament, 15 win on 18 win last weekend tournament. Like you can see, you have played only Aggro Deception, 280 win, 240 lose, 53.8 percentage of win rates. Like I love to see in that beautiful video, that is second budget deck, I think so, because it's under $100, so in case it's $73.85 USD. Now let's see the card we have inside of the deck. Dark Knife, Spell, cost 1 mana, give +3 strength to a friendly creature. That spell is very popular in a lot of Deception deck because it gives 3 strength to a friendly creature for only 1 mana cost. And the cost of the card is 25 cents at the moment. It's really not expensive. Very interesting. Makeshift Shiv. Relic. 1 attack, 5 durability. Cost 1 mana. God Blitz. Can attack the enemy god and also have flank. So can attack the enemy creature. So the flank. When a creature that doesn't have flank attack a front line, all the flank after the first attack become available to overpass the front line and attack the enemy god right away without thinking to attack the front line. And the cost of the card is 7 cents. That is the most popular card I mentioned this video are including Dark Knife card because this year this two card I mentioned a lot of time in top best player and in budget deck also. Like you can see that deck is not expensive. Shadow of Litanon. Creature 1/1 cost 1 mana. At the end of your turn, this creature gain Iden. At the start of your turn, this creature deal 1 damage to an opposing god. What I found interesting is at the end of the turn, after this creature attack and lose, let's say, Iden, you become Iden, so you become not able to be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. And if it's attacked the next turn, you lose Iden, but at the end of your turn, you regain Iden. The interesting fact also is that at the start of your turn, this creature deal 1 damage to the opposing god. Very powerful. And like you can see, that card is really expensive. It's $26.73. I think is one of the card expensive in the deck because it's really the most popular in all Deception deck. Stonekin Poison. Spell. Cost 1. Give order +3 and burn +2 to a creature. That spell give order +3 to a creature. So that creature with order cannot attack or use ability, cannot be targeted by attack as well, but can be targeted by spell or ability. And also that creature get burn +2. That's mean at the end of the turn, that creature get the 2 damage at the end of the turn of the enemy before the regain. That card now costs 19 cents, is increasing. Really interesting and also a popular card for the Deception deck. Switch Duelist. Creature 3/1, costs 1 mana. Iden for 1 turn. So for one turn, it cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. At the end of each turn, you swap this creature's strength and health. That's mean at the enemy turn, that creatures have 1 strength but 3 health. If at your turn you give it 3 strength with Dark Knife, by example, you get 6 strength at your turn and 1 health. But at the enemy turn, you get 1 strength and 6 health. Very interesting. The price of the card is 19 cents at the moment. Not bad, but the card is very popular in a lot of deception deck as well. Armor Lurker, creature, 3/1, cost 2 mana, Iden. So it's Iden until his first attack. Cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or cannot be attacked. Armor 2 is the mage reduction of 2. After this creature loses Iden, you remove 1 armor from it. That means that creature can kill a 2/3 creature for the first attack, and after that can kill a 1/3 creature without any issue, or is very useful after the second attack to attack the enemy god. The cost of the card is really increasing, is 83 cent 83 cent for USD USD token in USD token. Assassin Aim Spell cost 2. Give +3 strength -1 health to a friendly creature, and also at the end of the turn give it Iden. Armor Lurker and Assassin Aim is also 2 most popular card inside of Deception that costs not a lot of money but is very useful in Deception deck. And the price of the card, like you can see for Assassin Aim, is 9 cents. But I think is very popular also because it gives 3 strength and -1 health and give Iden at the end of the turn. So the creature cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attacked. Phase Crawler, creature, 3/2, cost 2 mana, Iden. So it's Iden until his first attack. Cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attacked. The card price is 9 cents also. It's not costing a lot. I find it very useful for a deck of Deception. I think it's a deck of Iden creature. Umber Arrow. Spell. Cost 2 mana. Gain control of an enemy creature with strength or 2 or less until the end of turn. When you do that, you try to control a creature and you make it attack an enemy creature is stronger than him, or you make it to kill it as lowest creature, but the most interesting fact, you try to kill 2 creature for the price of 2 mana. The cost of the card is 12 cents. And Umber Arrow is very interesting because it's a popular card also most used in versus Deception deck. When I play versus Deception deck. So this Umber Arrow is very popular card I talk in a lot of deck inside of this year. Lady Marcella, first legendary inside the deck. Creature, 3/3, cost 3 mana. When enter the battlefield, you summon 2 Rogue Skulkers with Deadly. Afterlife, you summon 2 Rogue Skulkers with Deadly for your opponent. So, when it's entered the battlefield, you summon 2 Rogue Skulker that is 1/1, costs 1 mana, and they are deadly. So a 1/1 creature that is deadly can be useful to kill a big beast, not a armor red creature, but something that doesn't have armor. The cost of the card is $6.67, less expensive than Ladon, but it's really a good card to have because Lady Marcella is also a popular card inside of this year video of Deception deck. Ludias Didican, creature, 3/3, costs 3 mana. Bless. You select between 3 Bless ability that give you favor, that give you different card in the sectum, or different ability for the mage, flavor, and anything like that. After you use your god power, you copy a random card from your opponent deck and add it to your hand. Ludias Sidiken is, for my side, a very popular card and also powerful for deception, because when you copy a random card from your opponent deck, you also have a chance to have a game-changing card that for easy no cost just for using your god power. And the card for Ludia's Ticket at the moment is only 9 cents. So for a popular card that costs only 3 mana and make you a chance to have a random card from your opponent deck in your hand, so in case you can have it very useful for your gameplay. So I found it a popular card and very useful for the deck. Merrick, Keeper of the Many, Sigan Legendary in South deck. Creature, 2 attack, 3 health, cost 3 mana. Ident, it's ident until its first attack. Cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attacked. After a friendly creature attack the opponent god, set this creature's strength to that creature's strength. So that means you just need to boost another creature than the Merrick Keeper of the Mini. The other creature attack the enemy god. That Merrick of the Keeper of the Mini gain that strength and attack again the enemy god for double damage. The cost of the deck, I'm surprisingly happy to see the cost like this. It costs only $3.97. That Merrick Keeper of the Mini can be very useful because when you have a creature that is boosted, you have 2 creatures that can attack the enemy god. Surprise Delivery. Spell. Cost 3 mana. Summon 3/0 strength, 2 health, explosive barrels for your opponent with burn 1. Order 10. And Afterlife. Deal 2 damage to your god. So, the surprise delivery is very popular in a lot of deception deck. Don't cost a lot, 39 cents at the moment. Now, surprise delivery, what is interesting with that is the opponent cannot do it faster, remove it from the game. So in case they lose space on the board for 3 space for like 2 turn. And the interesting fact also is after 2 turn, it deals 6 damage in totals to the enemy god. Arms Dealer. Creature, 3/3, cost 4 mana. Echo, summon another copy of Arms Dealer that costs 1 mana and is a 1/1 that do the same ability. So ident for 1 turn. That means cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack for 1 turn. At the start of your turn, expend 1 mana. If you do, give +1 strength to each friendly creature until the end of turn. The interesting fact is if you have 2 arms dealer, you expend 2 mana and you gave +2 strength to all your friendly creature on the board. And the cost of the card is 9 cents. So I think Arms of Dealer can be really interesting to have it to boost your creature on the board for not a lot of mana. Locan Disciple. Third legendary inside the deck. Creature 4/4. Cost 4 mana. Ident until its first attack. Ident cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attacked. Only by random enemy creature spell or if it's the strongest enemy creature on the board. Characters damaged by this creature gain sleep. So the character the attack the first time becomes sleep can be the god, can be the creature. The cost of the card is 90 cents. for the Ethereum token. Not bad. It's very interesting for a legendary card. Plato Miri the Bandit. Creature 1/1. Cost 4 mana. When enter the battlefield, summon 2 random 1 mana war creatures, then give item to each friendly creature. That's mean that fifth legendary inside the deck. When enter the battlefield, make sure you have 2 creatures that have 1 mana creature, but is war creature. The most interesting fact, if they have blitz, they can attack an enemy creature right away. But if they don't, the other creature that attack the enemy god, by example, they become ident at the end of the turn. They become ident when they summon the Pieto Made Bandit. So in a case, before put Pieto Made Bandit on the board, you make sure you use all the attack of your creature to don't lose ident when you put it on the board. The cost of the card is $4.34 USD on the Ethereum token network. Not bad. In the neutral side card, we have Nightleaf Warrior, creature, 2/2, cost 1 mana, item for 1 turn. That's mean cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attacked but for 1 turn only. The cost of the card is 9 cents in token Ethereum network. Feral Shapeshifter, creature, 4/4, cost 4 mana, item for 1 turn. That's mean that creature is idle for 1 turn, cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. When enter the battlefield, you deal 1 damage to an enemy creature that you select. That creature costs 34 cents in Ethereum network. So the next card and the last card is Little Prowler, creature, 5/5, costs 5 mana, can't attack. But once per turn, after another friendly creature attack and target survive, this creature also attack that target. Target can be the creature or the enemy god. The beautiful little prowler costs only 30 cents. That's really interesting for a rare card. So the power must use on that deck is Orfeo Distraction, cost 2 mana, deal 1 damage to a creature and give it ident until the next turn. That can be used on the front line to give that front line ident and attack the enemy god right away. The creator have 520 match, 53.8% of win rate. The overall is 52.2% of win rate on 2,191 match. So that's the end of the top best 5 player number 5, unknown player, question mark, question mark, question mark. Now let's talk about the top best player number 4. Top best player number 4, Lima. That player is also ranked player number 2 with the number of win, 15 win on 18 match last weekend tournament. The most played deck, like you can see, is Aggro Deception, 124 win, 73 lose, 62.9% of win rate. The cost of the deck is a low investment deck. $246.44 USD. Let's see what we have inside of that second deception deck. Dark Knife. Spell. Cost 1. Give +3 strength to a friendly creature. That spell is very popular and useful, a really good boost spell that costs only 1 mana for boosting the creature's strength of +3 and costs only 24 cents. So it's really not expensive for a rare card and can be very popular and can become expensive, I think so, because it's really used in a lot of deception deck. Mischief Chief Relic. 1 attack, 5 durability. Cost 1 mana. God Blitz. Can attack the enemy god right away or an enemy creature immediately when it's put on the field. Flank. If a creature that doesn't have flank attack a front line, then make available all flank creature to overpass the front line and attack the enemy god right away, or maybe attack a back line if you're interested about it. The price of the card is 7 cents. This card is also very popular in a lot of deception deck and is very most played in a lot of deception deck as well. Orfeo, Champion of Deception. First legendary inside the deck. Creature 1/1. Cost 1 mana. Backline. So first of all, backline. This creature cannot be targeted cannot be attacked. Only first if you have no more frontline or any other creature that doesn't have frontline, because the backline is in the back of all the line. Deadly. The damage done by that creature, so if the 1 damage pass and deal 1 damage to reduce the health of the enemy, that creature die right away after it take damage. Orfeo Champion of Deception is hidden for 1 turn, so for 1 turn cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. After you play a card, play this creature to the board for free if it's in your hand. That creature is very popular and overpowered because you don't need to pay that 1 mana. Because when you are in the first round and have only 1 mana and have 2 creatures with 1 mana, so one Orfeo Champion of Deception and one other creature that costs 1 mana, you put that creature that costs 1 mana and Orfeo Champion of Deception supposed to be played in the board for free. Very interesting. The cost of the deck is $16.43. That is a bit expensive, but not too high and very interesting to have because that legendary can make a difference for a card that can be played for free. Shadow of Leitanon, creature 1/1, cost 1 mana. At the end of your turn, this creature gain Iden. That's mean when the- is Iden until its first attack. Iden means that creature cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attacked. At the start of your turn, this creature deal 1 damage to the opposing card. That Shadow of Leitanon is very popular in a lot of deception deck I see this year. If you look on all my video I put on YouTube, you can see that Shadow of Leitanon appear in all the deception deck I mentioned. That creature costs $26.22 itself. That's really one is cost a lot, I think so for the moment. $30 for one card is a lot. Stone Skin Poison. Spell. Cost 1 mana. Give Order +3 and Burn +2 to a creature. The creature with Order cannot attack or use ability and cannot be targeted by attack, but can be targeted by spell or ability. And Burn +2. The Burn +2 will make 2 damage at the end of the turn of the uh, controller god. And 2 damage is occur before the regain. The price of the card is 19 cents, and like you can see, that card is very interesting to have because it's really popular in a lot of deception deck to defend yourself for versus a creature. Switch Duelist. Creature 3 strength, 1 L. Cost 1 mana. Item for 1 turn. That's mean for only 1 turn, cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. At the end of each turn, swap this creature's strength and health. So just to let you know, at your turn, when you put it like a dark knife, this creature gains 6 strength and 1 health, so you can attack the enemy god right away. And at the turn of the enemy, the 6 strength become a 6 health, and the 1 health become a 1 strength. So in case you just switch the strength and the health at the enemy's turn. So your strength become your health and very useful because you increase the health at the enemy turn. So it's more hard to kill and maybe you reduce the strength at your turn, but it's not something you can cry. It's something you can be proud because that creature doesn't die faster. The price of the card is 19 cent US, 19 cent in Ethereum token. Armor Lurker. Creature. 3 strength, 1 health. Cost 2 mana. Item until his first attack. So his item cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. Armor 2. Damage reduction of 2. After this creature loses item, remove 1 armor from it. That's mean when you attack the first time, you have the 2 armor, so you can kill a 2/3 creature, and the second time you become to have 1 armor because you lose item. That's mean you can kill now a 1/3 after that. Do not kill that creature. The cost of the card is 81 cent in Ethereum token. Is really a little bit expensive, near to $1, but for the Magic Gathering card difference, $1 is near to be uncommon card. So for a rare card, it's not that expensive, from my point of view. Assassin's Aim spell costs 2 mana. Give +3 strength and -1 health to a friendly creature. At the end of the turn, give it item. That spell is very useful with a creature that have a little bit more than 1 health, but it's very powerful because that creature gains strength, maybe lose 1 health, but with that you can attack the enemy god, and next turn, in the enemy turn, this creature become item, so it cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or cannot be attacked. The price of the card is 9 cent only, and is also popular in a lot of deception deck I mentioned this year, like Armor of Lurker and Switch Duelist. Those is all popular as well. Umber Arrow spell cost 2. Gain control of an enemy creature with strength or 2 or less until the end of turn. That Umber Arrow is very popular in a lot of deception deck as well, and is very powerful because when you have an aggro deck that you play versus, you take control of a low strength creature, let's say 2 strength, and you make it attack another creature that have more strength but less health, or maybe have a little bit more health but you want to deal damage on it, so the creature you control, you sacrifice it, so you make a suicide attack because you don't care if the controlled creature die, because at the end of the turn it's returned to the enemy side. So if you kill your own creature, you take control of it. In that case, you just remove a creature on the enemy side. And if you kill the enemy you attack, you just kill 2 creatures in the meantime. The price of the card is 10 cents. It's not that expensive, but it's very useful in a lot of deception deck this year. I mentioned to you this year. Lady Marcella. Second legendary inside the deck. Creature 3/3. Cost 3 mana. When enter the battlefield, summon 2 rogue skulkers with deadly. When the Lady Marcella leave the battlefield, you summon 2 rogue skulker with deadly for your opponent. The cost of the card is $6.41 USD. Is the most popular card legendary in a lot of Deception deck. I see it in all of Deception deck this year. And now the Rogue Skulker is a creature 1/1 that will become deadly. So if the enemy creature have one armor, that means cannot die with the deadly, because the damage reduction of one make it not receive the damage in health, so that means cannot die with the deadly power. So that's powerful. So be careful versus the armor deck, but you can kill any creature if they don't have one armor for the Rogue Skulker. Myric, Keeper of the Many, third legendary inside the deck. Creature, 2/3, cost 3 mana. Iden. It's Iden until its first attack. Iden mean cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or cannot be attacked. After a friendly creature attack the opponent god, set this creature's strength to that creature's strength. That's mean you keep it. You have a stronger creature with Dark Knife. You make that stronger creature attack the enemy god, and you can attack with the same strength with Miracle of Keeper of the Mini because you get back the strength. That third legendary is really the most popular card in a lot of Deception deck as well this year. The cost of that legendary is really low, $3.86 for a token of Ethereum. Is really something I found interesting because it's really popular in a lot of Deception deck as well. Surprise Delivery. Spell. Cost 3 mana. Summon 3/02 Explosive Barrel for your opponent with burn 1, order 10, and afterlife deal 2 damage to your god. That's mean those barrel cannot attack because of the order, cannot use ability, or cannot be targeted by attack. Also, that explosive barrel will block 2 slot of creature for your enemy god. So in case the enemy god cannot put 6 creature in totals because you have 3 creature that is surprise barrel. And when a surprise barrel die, they deal 2 damage each. So that means you can deal 6 damage maximum. And if you have 2 surprise delivery, you can do 12 damage with this card. It's really interesting for a 3 mana cost. Take time to deal the damage, but it's really useful and very popular in a lot of deception deck as well. The cost of the card is 38 cents in Ethereum token, not very expensive as well. Lokian Disciple, creature, 4/4, cost 4 mana. Iden, Iden until its next attack, cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or cannot be attacked. This is the number fourth legendary of this deck. The character damaged by this creature gains sleep. That means if this creature attacks an enemy creature, that enemy creature becomes sleep. So the next turn in the enemy's turn cannot attack right away. If attack the enemy god's sleeping as well. So if you have a relic, cannot use it right away. So Lucian Disciple is a very low cost legendary card. Is 87 cent US, 87 cent in token Ethereum. I think that card is something I will try to buy for the low cost of the legendary. It's not the most popular card used in Deception, but I think it's very useful because a character damaged by this creature gains sleep. So if you increase the health of that creature, you can in case have a chance to make a lot of creatures sleeping. Now, Pietro Meri the Bandit, the number 5, fifth legendary inside the deck. Creature, 1/1, cost 4 mana. When enter the battlefield, you summon 2 random 1 mana war creature, then you give item to each friendly creature. Praetor Mary Bandit, you put it on the board after you have attacked the enemy god or the creature with all the creature you already have on the board. Because when Mary Bandit enter the battlefield, all creature become item It's not at the end of the turn. It's right away when it's put on the field. So that's why you need to use the attack of all your creature before put Mirror Bandit. And make sure you have two space for two creatures. So you have a maximum of six creatures on the board. Be careful because if you put it and is a sixth one, so you lose two creature in a case. The price of the card is $4.25. It's not that high for a legendary card, but it's very useful as well. In a lot of deception deck I see this year can be very popular as well. Shade Walker, creature, 4/3, costs 4 mana. Item is item until its first attack. When is item? The enemy god cannot target him with a spell, ability, or attack. At the end of the turn, this creature gets one strength. So very powerful because if you don't attack, you gain one strength. If you attack it and lose item, you gain one strength. So that creature will become the big target of the enemy, and the cost of that beautiful card is $17.42. Is a little bit high, but that card is very popular in a lot of deception deck, and if you play a item deck, Shadewalker become a strong creature. Nightleaf Warrior, creature, 2/2, cost 1 mana, item for 1 turn. So for 1 turn cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. The price of the card is 7 cents, so it's not that expensive, and I think it's a core card as well. Pyramid Warden, creature, 2 strength, 6 health, costs 2 mana. Frontline. The frontline protects your health, so the enemy god needs to attack the frontline first before attacking any other of your other creature or your own god. When the Parent Warden go to the void, your opponent summon a random creature from their void. So the Parent Warden is the most expensive card inside of that deck. It costs $112.27 in token Ethereum. That Pyramid Warden is very useful because you can use some tactic to put this Warden item and boost his strength, and you can attack the enemy god when the next turn occur because you remove item when it's next attack with Orfeo Distraction. So I see it multiple way you play Pyramid Warden. So it's very interesting because it's 6L. The deal 1 damage to him to become item is not bad. So I feel like Pyramid Warden is a good creature to have to be used on a lot of different strategy. Feral Shapeshifter, creature, 4/4, cost 4 mana, item for 1 turn. So for 1 turn cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. When enter the battlefield, deal 1 damage to an enemy creature you select. The price of the card is 33 cent USD and is also a core card. So now let's see the power is used on the deck. Is Orfeo Distraction. Deal 1 damage to a creature and give it item until next turn. Cost 2 mana. Very useful because that Orfeo Distraction, when you decided to play it on a front line, that front line become item and you overpass and attack the enemy god without need to attack the front line because it's no more seen on battlefield because it's item. The creator has 197 match, 62.9% of win rates. The overall is on 201 match and a 63.2% of win rate. So it's not that bad for the number of win rate for that deck. So if you're interested to put a low investment deck, that deck can be interesting because you have uh, a high win rate percentage. So now let's talk about the top best player number three. Top best player number three. Rion and Greece. That player is ranked player Number 1. When the number of win that you have, 16 win on 18 match on last weekend tournament. The most played deck on that beautiful player is an Aggro Deception again. 92 win, 64 lose, 59 percentage of win rate. The cost of that deck is very expensive now because it's a lot of legendary card. But now like you can see, the cost of that deck is $868.01. So it's really under 1,000. So it's an expensive deck for my opinion. Let's see what we have inside of that beautiful deck. We retrieve Dark Knife, Spell, cost 1, give +3 strength to a friendly creature. That is the most popular card in a lot of Deception deck. Like you can see in this expensive deck still have Dark Knife because that card boosts a creature for 1 mana and is costing 24 cents in money for a token of Aetherum. Not bad. Makeshift Shiv Relic. 1 attack, 5 durability. Costs 1 mana. God Blitz. Can attack the enemy god right away or attack the enemy creature right away. Flank. When a creature without flank attack a front line, make all the flank creature and flank god make able to overpass the front line and attack the back line or the enemy god that you want without need to attack the front line first. The cost of that card is 7 cents in token new Ethereum. Shadow of Lieutenant. Creature 1/1. Cost 1 mana. At the end of your turn, this creature can item until its first attack. So in a case, it cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or cannot be attacked. At the start of your turn, this creature deal 1 damage to the opponent god. So you not just attack the enemy god with your creature, it's also at the start of your turn you make 1 damage to the enemy god each turn is on the battlefield at your turn. The cost of that card, because it's very most popular in all Deception deck this year, the cost of that card is $26.21, and I think that card is really interesting to have in a lot of Deception deck. Is really important to have. Stone Skin Poison. Spell. Cost 1 mana. Give order +3 and burn +2 to a creature. The order +3 make the creature not able to attack or not able to use ability or cannot be attacked but can be targeted by spell or ability. And burn +2, that creature get 1 damage, 2 damage at the end of the turn of the controlled god. That's mean when the control god of the creature finish the turn, that creature get 2 damage at the end of that turn before the regain occur. The cost of the card is 19 cents only. It's not that bad for a common. Switch Duelist. Creature 3/1. Cost 1. Item for 1 turn. That's mean for 1 turn cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack. At the end of each turn, swap this creature's strength and health. That's mean at your turn 3 strength, 1 health. At the enemy turn, 1 strength, 3 health. That switch duelist is very powerful to defend yourself and also make a good attacker. That switch duelist and Stone Skin Poison, those two cards is also popular in all Deception deck. I'm sure about it this year from now. Armor Lurker. Creature 3/1. Cost 2 mana. Item until is attack. Item cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attacked. Armor 2. Get damage reduction up 2. After this creature loses item, you remove one armor from it. So that means you can kill a creature with 2 strength first for the first attack, and after that you just have the main reduction of 1. The cost of the card is 79 cent in Ethereum token. It's not that expensive and very interesting to have. Armor Locker is very popular in a lot of deception deck as well. Assassin Aim Spell cost 2. Give +3 strength and -1 health to your friendly creature. At the end of the turn, give it item. The good news with that spell, you boost a creature and also make that creature available to attack the enemy god right away. And at the end of the turn, it becomes item, so cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack it. And it doesn't say until end of turn, so that means it's item until its first attack of that creature. The price of the card is 9 cents, and it is also popular in a lot of deception decks. Umber Arrow Spell costs 2 mana. Gain control of an enemy creature with strength or 2 or less until end of turn. That Umber Arrow is very popular in a lot of deception deck as well. Umbra Arrow make you control a creature. You suicide that creature on the big creature of the enemy. You may kill one creature for 2 mana. You can kill 2 creatures at the same time if you make both creatures die for same health or same strength, both is good. The price of the card is 10 cents, so it's very useful and popular and very interesting to have. And it's also a card. Lady Marcella. First legendary inside of the deck. Creature, 3/3, cost 3 mana. When into the battlefield, you summon 2 Rogue Skulker with Deadly. Afterlife, summon 2 Rogue Skulker with Deadly for your opponent. So that's mean at your turn you have 2 Rogue Skulker is a 1/1 that is deadly. So if the 1 damage pass and deal 1 damage to the health of the creature, in that case, you kill that creature right away because the damage pass, because of deadly. And the cost of Lady Marcella is not that high and is very popular in a lot of deception deck as well this year. Is $6.41 in Ethereum. It's not that bad. Myric Keeper of the Mini. Second legendary in Sab's deck. Creature. 2/3. Cost 3. Item. It's item until its first attack. Cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack until is no more item. After a friendly creature attack the opponent god, set this creature's strength to that creature's strength. That Myric Keeper of the Many, if you have a 6 rank creature, you attack the enemy god, Myric Keeper go to 6 rank, and you have another attack of 6 rank to the enemy god. Is very interesting and popular. Is a core card as well, like you can see. Is not costing a lot. It's $3.86, but for a core card, is very expensive. It's very good. Surprise Delivery. Spell. Cost 3 mana. Summon 3/02 explosive barrel for your opponent with burn 1 and order 10, and afterlife deal 2 damage to your god. The order 10 make those barrel not able to attack or use ability for 10 turn, and burn 1 deal 1 damage to them at the turn of the enemy, and this is before the weekend. Also, when those creatures leave the battlefield, you deal 2 damage to the enemy god. The interesting fact with surprise delivery is you remove 3 slots of creature to the enemy god, because you have only 6 slots of creature maximum. So if you put 3 explosive barrel in the side of the enemy, in that case you just remove 3 creature possibility for the enemy. The cost of the card is 38 cents in Ethereum token. It's not that high for a rare card, and it's not a core card, so it's very useful. I'm sure you need to have it. It's slow to get to do the 6 damage, but it is useful. Lucian Disciple, creature, 4/4, costs 4 mana. Ident until its first attack. Ident cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or can attack it. Cannot be targeted by attack. Character damage by this creature gains sleep. Lucian Disciple is one of the popular card in start to be popular in a lot of Deception deck. It's really useful because it put the creature to sleep. Like you can see, is a core card, so that legendary don't cost a lot. Is 87 cent US, 87 cent in Ethereum. Not bad, not bad. Surprise Delivery is also a popular card like Merrick the Keeper and Lady Marcella. Those cards is really popular in a lot of Deception deck, not costing a lot. Now, Pietro Mary Bandit, creature, 1/1, cost 4 mana. When into the battlefield, summon 2 random 1 mana war creature, then give ident to each friendly creature. When you want to put Mary Bandit, make sure to attack with all your creature before put that creature on the field, because you put ident directly when it's put on the battlefield. That's mean if you attack after you lose item, so make sure you attack with all creature first. Secondly, make sure you have 3 available slot of creature because you will put this creature and 2 other creature on the field. The price of the card is $4.29 in Ethereum token. It's not that expensive for a card that is in Judgment Day. Shadewalker, creature, 4/3, costs 4 mana, ident until its first attack. Cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack it until it's no more ident. At the end of your turn, this creature gains 1 strength. That creature is very powerful and useful for an ident deck. The price of the card is $17.42 in Ethereum. It's not that high price as well, but start to be expensive. Ireofan Selenus, creature, 4/3, costs 5 mana. When into the battlefield, your other creature gain whenever this creature damage an opponent god, copy a random card in your opponent deck and add it to your hand. Wow! All creature on the field make you copy a random card in your opponent deck and put it to your hand. That legendary card is so powerful. I found it very interesting to have and is the number 5th legendary inside its deck. That creature costs $8.80 in Ethereum token. It's not that high price, but it's interesting to have because if you have a lot of feature on the board, you can gain card in your hand to play with on the board and can be game changing because you play the enemy card. Lantern Bound Fae creature 3/4 costs 5 mana. Order 3. So this creature cannot attack, cannot use ability, cannot be targeted by attack, but can be targeted by spell or ability. After a friendly creature order reach 0, so any other creature, pull this into your hand and reduce its cost by 1. When to the battlefield, deal 3 damage. Okay, so that card deals 3 damage, and when this creature reaches 0, return to your hand and reduce its cost by 1, and you can deal another 3 damage. It's interesting. I don't find it not bad or very useful, but for the cost of the legendary, I think it's interesting. $2.45, so can be interesting way to have that card as well. Now let's see the 2 most expensive card. In neutral side, we have Pyramid Warden, the stronger frontline. that costs only 2 mana, 2 health and 2 strength and 6 health. Frontline. So the enemy god needs to attack the front line first before attacking any other of your creature or your own god. After your Pyramid Warden leave the battlefield, your opponent summon a random creature from their void. It's not that bad because 6L would offer you distraction. You can keep a creature on the field to attack the enemy god. The price of the card is $112.31 new in Ethereum token. It's not that bad, but it's a really expensive card. Feral Shapeshifter. Creature. 4/4. Cost 4 mana. Ident for 1 turn. So when it's Ident, that means that creature cannot be targeted by spell, ability, or attack for 1 turn only. When enter the battlefield, you deal 1 damage to a select creature you want. The price of the card is 33 cents in Ethereum token. Blade of White Plane. Creature. 3/3. Costs 5 mana. Once per turn, after a weaker enemy creature is destroyed, you draw a card. When enter the battlefield, destroy an enemy creature with strength or 3 or less. That Blade of White Plane, when enter the battlefield, make you draw a second card if you decided to destroy the weaker enemy creature instead of 3 strength, let's say. The cost of the card is $262.88. That's a really expensive card, but is useful. So that deck is expensive, but can be used in a lot of way. You can buy some card I found interesting and popular, or maybe different way of thinking of deck construction for your strategy. The power used is Orfeo Distraction, cost 2 mana, deal 1 damage to a creature and give it item until end of turn. The creator have 156 match, 59% of win rate. The overall is on 171 match and have 59.1% win rates. So that's really interesting for the top player number 3. So now let's talk about the top best player number 2. Top best player number 2, Vendetta. That player is ranked player number 1. Like you can see with the number of win, he have 16 win on last weekend tournament. The most played deck, like you can figure it out, is Midrange Nature. 71 win, 59 lose, 54.6% of win rate. The cost of the deck is a bit expensive, but I think for my side is inside of the low investment deck because the price for the deck is $631.85 USD. Let's see what we have inside the deck. Curious Whips. Creature 0/1. Cost 1. When enter the battlefield, this creature gain +1/+1. Then you shuffle a copy of it into your deck. That means you pay 1 mana, you become a 1/2, and you got a 1/2 copy in the deck to recast it again to become a 2/3 and recast it again. So that is a very popular card inside the nature deck because it's a wild creature that always return back in your deck with a copy of its self after the boosting. The cost of the card is 55 cents in Ethereum token, and this is a core card, so it's really impressive. Blazing Talisman, Relic, 0 attack, 1 durability, cost 2 mana. After an enemy creature attack your god, you give it burn +1. After a creature with burn die, you give Regain +1 to each of your friendly creature. That's mean when a creature attack your god, you give burn +1. That's mean deal 1 damage at the end of the enemy turn before the regain. And the next turn that same creature attack your god, you become burn 2 and not burn 1. So in case we'll deal 2 damage at the end of the enemy turn before the regain. And if this one die and have burn, you can regain. The good combo with Blazing Talisman is working with Pierce Shell Beetle, because Pierce Shell Beetle give burn to a creature damaged by that creature. So if that creature get burned from pre-shell beetle. In that particular case, the interesting fact is if that creature die, the burn include with the blazing talisman make you gain the regain +1 to all of your friendly creature on the battlefield. So that is really a good combo with per-shell beetle or any other creature that give burn to a creature damaged by that creature. The cost of blazing talisman is 18 cent, not costly. Next card. Canopy Barrage. Spell. Cost 2 mana. Deal 4 damage to a random enemy creature. Canopy Barrage is the most popular card inside of the core section extension deck. So the core set Y is the most popular card. Like you can see, deal 2 damage and 4 damage to a random enemy creature. The most important part with that card is 4 damage to a random enemy creature. So if you have one creature is 4 health and is hidden and is the only creature on the board, whatsoever is hidden, because you don't targeted it, you is choose it randomly. In that particular case, it can be targeted by Canopy Barrage, so it can take the damage whatsoever is hidden or not, backline or not, any order or not. Can be interesting. The cost of Canopy Barrage is 11 cent in token Ethereum. Very not costly. Shine on Us All. Spell. Cost 2 mana. Target creature. If it has a tribe, dwell a creature of the same tribe and add it to your hand. Each creature transforms into a base copy of itself. Shine on Us All is really useful because you target one creature example with wild. So in case you have three different wild creatures, you select one of them and you put it in your hand. And after that, all creatures on the board, if they are damaged, they return back to the full health. But if they got boosted in strength, they return back for the original strength because it's base copy of itself. So it's good for we res recover their health, but be careful if they're boosted in strength because you're losing their strength. The cost of the card is $2.22 in token Ethereum. Not bad, very useful, and very popular. Lightning Strike. Spell. Cost 3 mana. Deal 6 damage to the strongest enemy creature. Lightning Strike is a popular card inside of the card set as well, because Lightning Strike deals 6 damage to the strongest enemy creature. So if you have a creature that is the strongest one and is hidden backline, they shut it right away. And if it's the only creature on the board, is the strongest of the enemy creature is dead. So that lightning strike is very powerful and useful. And the price of the card is 32 cent in Ethereum token. Not bad. Backsworn Hunter. Creature. 2/3. Cost 4 mana. Echo. You receive a copy of that creature that costs 1 mana and is a 1/1, but have the same ability. So when enter the battlefield, you gain 1 strength and also attack a random enemy creature after that. So that means for 4 mana, you have a 3/3 that attack a random enemy creature, and for 1 mana, you have a 2/1 that attack an enemy creature randomly. So those cards can be useful for like having I would say that uh, uh, hazardous blitz. It's not blitz, but it's kind of. The cost of the card is 7 cents, so it's not that costly and very useful as well. Dread of the Cycle. Creature. 3/4. Cost 4 mana. Echo. You gain a copy of that creature is a 1/1 and costs 1 mana, do the same ability. So when enter the battlefield, you remove from the game in any void and you remove a card from any void and you add a 1/4 Injured Sprout to your end with regain 1, and after this creature is summoned, it takes 3 damage. Look, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful Injured Sprout. Now let's see the cost of the Druid of Cycle is 16 cent in Ethereum token. It's not that expensive as well, but can be useful to have a creature on your end and have 2 creatures on the board for 5 mana. Frenzied Ritual spell costs 4 mana. Deal 12 damage to a random enemy creature and to a random friendly creature. After that, you add a random nature card to your hand. That powerful frenzy ritual is helpful versus a high health creature because it deals 12 damage to a random enemy creature. So you wish that is the only creature on the board, and you deal the damage to that highest health creature. The cost of the card is 53 cents in Ethereum token. It's not that bad for Frenzy Ritual. It's useful and powerful in the set of Trial of the God, I think so. Field Trees Fury, Winter Wonderland extension deck, extension card, spell, costs 5 mana. Deal 1 damage to the weakest enemy creature. If there are no enemy creature, you summon a 1/1 Frosty Fruit and you repeat for 4 more times. So that's mean you do it 5 times in totals. So if you have no more enemy creature, you summon a 1/1 Frosty Fruit. The Frosty Fruit is a creature that is a 1/1 from Winter Wonderland as well. That is Afterlife is the 1 damage to the weakest enemy creature. So you attack a creature is the weakest, you do 1 damage to it again. The cost of Fear 3's Fury is $2.47 in Ethereum token. Not bad. Seasonal Rebirths. Spell. Cost 7 mana. Deal 15 damage to each enemy creature. Your opponent summon a 1/1 walking plan for each creature damaged by this effect. That means seasonal rebirth with Frenzy Ritual, you can try to kill the big beast because you deal 15 damage to all creature first, and after that you deal 12 damage to the remaining creature, so you can kill it. But the other thing is you have Walking Plan in the way because it's random enemy creature. So that seasonal rebirth is very useful because you deal 15 damage to all creature, so you wipe the board of a lot of big beasts faster and you just replace it for a 1/1 creature that heal the god because like you can see Walking Plant is a 1/1 creature but when it's dead you heal your god for 4 health. That's mean when you kill that Walking Plant they heal itself so you forget to kill that creature and you attack the health of the enemy. The cost of seasonal rebirth is $9.59 USD in Ethereum token. The first legendary inside the deck, creature, 8/8, costs 9. When enter the battlefield, you add 7 random nature card to your hand. You set their cost to 1 mana, and you deal also 4 damage to each enemy character, can be the enemy creature and also the enemy god. The cost of the card is $15.45 USD. That legendary is beautifully powerful in nature card when you go very to a high mana cost turn because you return back with 7 card in your hand that cost only 1 mana and you can use all of them. But it can be a strongest highest mana cost but return to 1 cost. So that can be powerful. In neutral card side, we have Vanguard Axewoman, creature, 2/2, costs 1 mana. Blitz can attack an enemy creature when entered the battlefield. The cost of the card is 15 cent, 14 cent in Ethereum token, and that's included in the welcome package pack. Malfunctioning Servitor. Creature 3/3 cost 3. When enter the battlefield, you transform another random creature into a 1 attack 5 health or 5 attack 1 health malfunctioning artifice. So that creature will be that one. Malfunctioning artifice. 5/1 or 1/5. Not bad. You can, in the case, transform a creature to be a frontline, helpful, or transform that creature to be a bigger creature to attack the enemy god. So the cost of the card is $5.04 in Ethereum token. A little bit expensive as well. The Dearly Departed creature 2/3 costs 3 mana, soulless, so removed from the game when it's dead. When enter the battlefield, you remove from the game a creature in your opponent end. When it's dead, add a base copy of this removed creature from the game to your opponent back end. So you return back the creature at the end of the turn. So you kill it, you remove it, and re-put it back. The cost of the card is 27 cents, so that can give you some time to make sure that high monster doesn't return, go on the field the time that Daily Departed uh, is on the battlefield. Last card of the deck, Blade of White Plane, creature, 3/3, costs 5 mana, once per turn. After a weaker enemy creature is destroyed, you draw a card. When the Blade of White Plane enters the battlefield, you destroy an enemy creature with a strength of 3 or less. That card is the most expensive card inside of that deck. Like you can see, it costs $200.52 in Ethereum token from Verdict Judgment. So, the power used in this beautiful deck most of the time is Sirena Mark. Spell, a power, costs 2 mana. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy creature and you heal your god for 1. The interesting fact is that deal 1 damage to a random enemy creature can be added, ordered, or anything like that is touched randomly. The creator at 130 match is 54.6% of win rates. The overall is 54.6% of win rate and same number of match. So the top best player number 2 is a beautiful nature deck, mid-range nature deck. So it's really interesting. So now let's talk about the top best player number 1. Top best player number 1. Like you can see is OCTO Lenistar again. This year, I think, is the top best number 1 another time. This player is the ranked player number 1 that got 16 match also on 18 match last weekend tournament. Like you can see, the most played deck is Control War, 67 win, 27 lose, 71.3% of win rate. The cost of the deck is the most expensive card deck inside of that video. So $3,201.02 in USD Ethereum token. Now let's see what we have inside of the deck. We have Savage Strike, Spell, cost 1 mana, deal 1 damage to each creature, and power 2. So when you click at the top right corner of the card and pay 2 more mana, then you deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. So that means you deal 1 damage to all creature, and after that you deal 2 damage to the selected creature you want for 3 mana. So it's really a good card, and it's really popular inside of a lot of war deck, budget deck, low investment or expensive one. So Savage Strike I think is really a good card to have. It costs only 7 cents at this moment in Ethereum, so it's really interesting. Next card. Wolfcourt Vanguard. Creature 3/1. Cost 2. Blitz can attack the enemy creature right away. And power 2, when you click at top right corner of the card and pay 2 more mana, you give Twin Strike to that creature and also plus 2 health to this creature. That means you can attack 2 times the same creature or 2 different creatures when it's entered the battlefield for 4 mana and Blitz. So it's very useful. And the cost of the card is 16 cents in Ethereum token. And Wolfcard Vanguard is very popular in a lot of war deck as well. For its splits, 4 mana, 3/3, Twin Strike, you can kill 2 creatures right away. Woodcutter Imp, first Winter Wonderland inside the deck. Creature 3/3, costs 2 mana. God Blitz can attack the enemy god right away or the enemy creature right away. After this creature attack, your god take damage equal to that damage dealt. Woodcutter Imp is really the most popular card inside of Winter Wonderland extension, and in this year since its extension release, this card has been appear in a lot of low investment deck, some budget deck, but most is low investment deck and also expensive deck. The price of the card is $4.06 in Ethereum token, so Woodcutter Imp is really the most popular card at this moment for War God. An End to War spell costs 3 mana. Pick one. Remove Protected and Ward from a creature, then you deal 2 damage to it. Or you remove a damaged creature from the game. If you have 5 or more creatures in your void, you do both. So in your void, if you have 5 or more creatures, you do both action. For 3 mana is very powerful because if you play it at the beginning, you try to remove Protected and Ward and deal 2 damage to it, and you attack a creature on it. Or you decided to have you wait until you have 5 creatures on the void in your void, and you do the bolt action. You have a big beast, deal 2 damage on it, and remove from the game right away. So an End to War is really a powerful card and popular in a lot of war deck, and like you can see is very expensive as well. $6.19 Ethereum token. So it's very expensive, but it's very popular in a lot of war deck. Devouring Blade, Relic, 4 attack, 1 durability, cost 4 mana. God Blitz, the Relic, when enter the battlefield, you can attack the enemy god or an enemy creature immediately. Afterlife, you destroy a random creature. Can be your creature or can be the enemy creature. So be careful when you play that relic to kill the enemy creature and try to kill the second one. Make sure you don't have a creature on your side. The cost of the card is 55 cents and is also a card set card. So that's why it's not the expensive one. But for a card set, 55 cents is not that bad. And it's popular in a lot of war deck as well. Grand Owl, creature, 2/5, cost 4 mana. Frontline. The enemy god needs to attack the frontline first before attacking any other of your creature or your own god. That Grand Owl is a structure that cannot attack, but when enter the battlefield, you give +1 strength to all of your creatures on the board and also leech. The most interesting fact with the leech that may regain you the number of damage done by a leech creature in your elves. So that card is very popular in a lot of War Deck, it's at the moment is a card I very found interesting to buy because it's really useful and it's played in a lot of War Deck recently, and the price increased. So now it costs $9.15 Ethereum token. White for Fur Guard. Creature 5/4 costs 4 mana. Frontline. The enemy god needs to attack the frontline first before attacking any other of your creature or your own god. Empower 1. When you click at the top right corner of the card and pay 1 mana more, this creature gains Protected. Protected, that's mean the first damage done on the protect creature is revoked. So in case they protect themselves for the first damage done on themselves. Very powerful. The cost of the card, I'm surprised, is only 21 cent in Ethereum token, but it's very popular in a lot of war deck, budget deck, or low investment, or maybe expensive deck, like you can see. Carnage Sweep Spell costs 5 mana. Deal 2 damage to all creature. If you have a relic equipped, remove 3 durability and destroy all creature instead. That corner sweep is very popular in a lot of war deck because is clear the board when you have a relic equipped and is a good combination with Leviathan Hunter because Leviathan Hunter is a creature that is a 2/1 that costs 1 mana, and when it's entered the battlefield, you equip a 1 attack, 1 durability barbed hook. If you control another Viking, you equip a 1 attack, 2 durability barbed hook instead. The most interesting fact is for 6 mana, you wipe the board. You put Leviathan Hunter, that costs $4.31 Ethereum token, and after that, you play Carnage Sweep to wipe the board from all creature in the field, including yours creature. So be careful to make sure you can play that beautiful Carnage Sweep at a good time. And Leviathan Hunter, after that, just lets you see Barbed Oak look like this. And the cost of Leviathan Hunter is $4.31 in Ethereum token. It's a bit expensive, but is really useful to have. Magic Missile Launcher. Relic. 3 durability, 3, 3 attack, 2 durability, sorry. 5 mana cost. Blitz can attack the enemy creature right away. Afterlife, deal 2 damage to 2 random creature, so in case can be your creature or the enemy god creature, the enemy creature only. And after that, you heal your god for 4. So it's a good card to heal yourself. And if you don't have a creature on your side after the second turn, that's good because you can deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy creature. That magic missile launcher is very expensive. Costs $53.88 in Ethereum token. Next card. Soul Survivor. Spell. Costs 6 mana. Give +3 strength to one of your creature, then deal its strength as a mage to each other creature. That spell is very powerful when you already have a creature on the board, only one remaining, let's say, and you want to wipe the board. You cast your Soul Survivor on that only creature, you boost his strength of 3, and the total of that strength is all done on the enemy creature, and you wipe the board right away, and now you can attack the enemy god. The cost of Soul Survivor is now $2.02 in Ethereum token. It's very popular in a lot of war deck. I use it a lot of time because it's very popular and useful. Avatar of War. Creature. 8/8. Costs 8 mana. Leech. When enter the battlefield, you equip a 5 attack, 2 durability, 10 flame blades with goblets, and after your attack, you heal your god for 5. That Avatar of War is really powerful when you are at the 8 mana turn. Because when you are at the 8 mana turn, you just cast a big creature 8/8, and also you just cast a relic in your beautiful board of 5 attack. The most interesting fact is the relic is God Blitz, so you can attack a creature remaining or attack the enemy god to heal yourself of 5. And if the Avatar of War is attacked or is attacking, you heal yourself with the number of damage that Avatar of War done deal. So that is very powerful to regain your health. The cost of that card is very expensive. $174.20 USD in Ethereum token. So that legendary card is really a powerful one. That's the second legendary card inside the deck, and is also popular in a lot of expensive decks. Anagreus Demon Prince. Creature. 12 strength, 7 health, 9 mana cost. God Blitz. Can attack the enemy god right away, or an enemy creature immediately. After this creature destroys another creature, you remove that creature from the game, instead of put it in the void. When that Anigureus enters the battlefield, also, it deals 6 damage to each enemy creature. So maybe you can wipe the board and remove all them from the game. That's mean when you reach the 9 mana cost, when you play versus Anubian and you're lucky, in that case you can have a chance to wipe the board and survive and remove all those creatures from the game. Leviathan Hunter in the neutral side card. So I don't talk about it, I already talk about it. Pyramid Warden. Creature. 2/6. Cost 2 mana. Frontline. When the enemy god wants to attack, need to attack the front line first before attacking any other of your creature or your own god. Berlin Warden after is dead, your opponent summon a random creature from the void. Is a bit a bad side effect, but for a frontline that costs only 2 mana and have 6 health, is a very overpower. Pyramid Warden is very popular in a lot of expensive card deck and some low investment deck, but the price of that card is $118.14 USD in Ethereum token. So now let's see the other card. Martyr of White Plain. Creature 2/2 cost 3 mana. Frontline. When the creature attack when the enemy god wants to attack yourself or another creature that you have, you need to attack the front line first before attacking your health or your your creature that is doesn't have front line. The most interesting fact with Martyr of White Plain is while this creature is in your void, after a friendly creature die, pull it to your hand and summon this creature with Soulless. That's mean, when Martyr of White Plain enter battlefield, protect all other your friendly creature. The front line die, you're okay, you're safe. The other friendly creature die. The friendly creature return in your end, and Marty or White Plane return on the board. If next turn is dead, is removed from the game. So Marty of White Plane is really a powerful overpower card because it's dead, return back on the field, and lets you replay the same friendly creature that died. The price of that card is also expensive. $174.04 USD in Ethereum token from Verdict of Judgment. Blade of White Plane. Creature. 3/3. Cost 5 mana. Once per turn, after a weaker enemy creature is destroyed, you draw a card. When enter the battlefield, destroy an enemy creature with a strength of 3 or less. That Blade of White Plane is very popular in a lot of expensive deck and some not really low investment decks, maybe at $600, maybe if you're lucky. But Blade of White Plane is very useful and powerful because when you enter the battlefield, you draw a second card because you kill a weaker enemy creature, and the price of the card is really one expensive more than other card now. I figured out in this video is $300.15 USD Ethereum token. So that is very popular card inside of expensive deck and a lot of different deck. Blade of White Plane and Martyr of White Plane. I talk about a lot of deck with those two cards together, two of each most of the time. In the beginning of last year of this year. So in case at the end of last year, like November, December, beginning of this year, January, and after that the cost was increasing. So I the other card that we see over here is the two most expensive card inside of the God Unchained. We see now Demogorgon is a creature that costs 7 mana, 4 strength, 6 health, leech. At the end of your turn, you deal 3 damage to a random sleeping enemy creature, and when into the battlefield, all other creatures go to sleep. Demogorgon is very powerful because when into the battlefield, you put all the creature in sleep, so make sure you attack with your creature before putting it on the field. But also, at the end of the turn, when you have an enemy creature is sleeping, that creature put 3 damage on it. And the cost of the card is now $590.14 in Ethereum token. Is reducing price. When I see it like in February was like $800, but now it's 600, not bad. Teriel the Fallen, creature, 6/9, cost 7. When enter the battlefield, you dwell 3 Theoric Cultists. The 12th is lets you choose between those Theoric Cultists different choice ability. So you will have 3 of them. You select one of them. You will have 3 other different. Select one of them. 3 other different. Select another one of them. And the last one. 3 times like this. And you have 3 cards that cost 3 mana and 2/2 and have different abilities. So +1 strength and overkill to a friendly creature. Tyrek Cultist gain 1 strength and God Bless. Shuffle a card in your opponent and into their deck. Increase the mana cost of a spell in your opponent and by 2, maximum 9 mana. War, when into the battlefield, gain +3/+3, so it become a 5/5 that costs 3 mana. Give order +2 to up to 2 creature. You can target the same creature twice to add it to 4 order in that case. When enter the battlefield, you heal your guard for 7. That can be useful to heal yourself because 7 health is the strongest health I see for war. And transform a creature with 4 strength or less into a 1/1 Theoric Militant. That's not bad. The cost of the card is $623.51 in Ethereum token. Like you can see, Tyrell the Fallen is also not mintable anymore, but it's very the most expensive card, $623. The power used on that deck is Slayer, costs 2 mana, deal 2 damage to your opponent god. The creator have 94 match, 71.3% of win rate. The overall is 178 match and is 67.4% of win rate. So that's really a powerful deck for the top best player number 1. So now let's see a little conclusion. Thank you for watching Forbidden God channel. I wish you have learned some different God Unchained deck that was budget deck, low investment deck, and one very expensive deck. So I'm very glad, and I suggest you maybe to watch the number 5 for a low cost deck at $80, and maybe uh, the deck found very powerful for nature is the number two for a number under $600. Maybe for a low investment is interesting because that mid-range nature have very good win rates, maybe 44.6% win rates, but I have a good strategy. So maybe you can update it and increase or change the price for reducing it. So that's the end of the Forbidden God channel top best five player of the weekend tournament occur on the 24th of March 2023 for the weekend regular tournament of God Unchained. So to get extension card and every player is applied. So stay tuned for the next video, top 5 budget deck under $70 and under $50. So see ya and have a wonderful night, and have a good luck on in God Unchained.